Hello friends, and welcome back to Victory Lane with Christian Potts. Well, we had a pretty good one in Dover over the weekend. Great finish, Jimmie Johnson passing Tony Stewart in the closing laps to get the victory. There's a lot more to the story than that though. Johnson really had the best car all day, led almost 300 of the 400 laps in the race. However, some late pit strategy left him behind 7 or 8 cars in the final 20 laps. He made the move through the field, and then finally about 10 laps to go, got by Greg Biffle, and then in just the last few laps of the race after setting up Stewart, got by Tony to get the victory. While, like me, Jimmie doesn't seem to afford a razor lately, he did have a great car and talked about what he needed to do after the race.
And at the end, we came out in 8th, and with cars on the lap down lane, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was just trying to get what I could. I didn't want to make a mistake like I did in Las Vegas and tear the car up, trying to get back to the front. And before I knew it, I got by the guys that were on 4 and was in 3rd and kind of stalled out for a lap or 2 and then searched around and found a new line and ran him down and caught the 16 as he was getting passed by the 14, so that helped me make quick work of him. And then set the 14 up and took a few laps and took a lot of commitment to get to his outside. I wasn't sure the car was going to stop sliding up the track. I thought it was going to hit the fence. And fortunately, it grabbed just in time and changed directions, and off I went and got alongside of him. So just a very good day.
He really didn't have a razor. I think he looks even worse than I look. But he got paid a lot more money last weekend than I did. Anyway, Stewart got quite a consolation prize over the weekend. His strong run, coupled with a tough day for Johnson's teammate Jeff Gordon, pushes Stewart into the lead in the Sprint Cup point standings for the first time this year, and of course, for the first time as a driver/owner. The last time a guy did that was 1992, the late Alan Kulwicki turning the trick. Stewart didn't quite have enough to hold off Johnson, but he's proud of what he's gotten so far.
I mean, it was fun racing with Jimmie like that. Definitely the fastest car. I mean, they've been the fastest car all day, so there's no shame into running second to a guy that's that led the most laps all day. So pretty excited about it. I mean, we had an opportunity. We got to the lead there and got by Biffle and just couldn't hold off Jimmie. I mean, he was like a freight train coming. I mean, I was surprised I could hold him off as long as I did, but I was pretty happy that we were able to do it for that long.
We've seen some good things from the stars of NASCAR lately. We've already talked in this show about Tony Stewart and Jimmie Johnson. Well, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Dale Earnhardt Jr., and it has been a rough ride for Jr. in 2009. 18th in the Sprint Cup points. His longtime crew chief, Tony Eury Jr., removed this week to another position in the company by Hendrick Motorsports. One thing I think about with Jr., though, I remember back to quite a few super speedway races where it seems like he and his buddy Tony Stewart wind up as drafting partners at different times during the race. Now, they've never officially been teammates, but right now Earnhardt, of course, really the 4th guy at Hendrick with Johnson's success, with Jeff Gordon running well, with a resurgent Mark Martin. Wouldn't it be interesting if the chance came up in the near future for Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. to be teammates? A little something to think about. Well, over on the IndyCar circuit, racers in Milwaukee this weekend, Scott Dixon, the defending series champion, also got a pass pretty late in the going to win the race. That series comes just down the road from here next week, the Texas Motor Speedway, for a Saturday night event. Should be pretty interesting there. Over on the Nationwide Series, Brad Keselowski got back into victory lane. Of course, he had that wild finish on the Sprint Cup Series a few weeks ago when he won at Talladega. That late incident, Carl Edwards flying into the fence and Keselowski getting the victory. He'll look to keep that up as that series goes to Pocono this week along with the Sprint Cup Series. We'll look back at those races, also look at Indy and Texas, have lots more to talk about next week in Victory Lane with Christian Potts. We'll see you then.